It's not about motivation. Winners need discipline. Wake up and win today. Discipline comes from within.
Boxing King Media in association with Boxer. Delighted to have with me the Omen Spencer, Oliver Spence. Great to see you here. How are you, first of all?
Yeah, Raz, I'm good, mate. Really good. Looking forward to this fight, man. Fabio, Woodley, Fraser Clark, bad blood. It's a great fight. Great fight.
Fabio, obviously the British champion. Would you say it's a fair remark to say Fraser has the more experience, but Fabio has fought at the higher level?
Absolutely. Listen, Fraser has a lot of amateur experience. Amateur boxing, professional boxing, two totally different things. Like, you know, Fabio now, what is he, 17-0, 16 KOs. He's learnt his trade on, you know, he's developed as a professional and he's had some good wins. I think that coming of age fight for him was a Nathan Gorman fight, a fight that he was billed as a 50-50, come through that with flying colours. And yeah, and David Adelaide last time out, man, was another one that he went into where people were doubting whether he was good enough, you know, and he come through that with flying colours as well. He's proven, Fabio Woodley is a decent fighter and he's proven that he can go through those levels. Now we're at the stage now where Fraser Clark is trying to become the quickest ever Briton to win a British title. You know, he's doing it in his 9th fight, and if he does that, he achieves that. But it's a tough ask for Fraser because you look at it and you go like Dave Allen last time out, a little bit, you know, a little bit flat, a little bit one-paced, and we even go back to Marius Wack, another fighter where you go a little bit one-paced. He has to up his game, man, because he can't box at that level. He's going to have to go with Woodley. Woodley's a fighter that goes through the levels, goes through the gears, and Fraser's going to have to up his game. So it's a great fight, man. It's a great fight. I think that, you know, speaking to Fraser earlier on, he recognises what he's going into. He knows that, you know, there's going to be people that are doubting him. And I said to him, listen, mate, you got to feed off that, because when you're the challenger, you are the underdog. And that's probably where he falls in this fight, because, like I say, Woodley's proven at this level and Fraser isn't yet. So it's a good fight, man. It's an exciting fight, and it's all about, you know, seeing who delivers on the night.
Let's say amateur boxing, amateur pedigree is important. Fabio's done the complete opposite. I think it was 2 or 3 white collar fights, and that's it. Are you impressed with how he's progressed so far in the heavyweight division?
Massively, like, you know, because like I say, there's always been doubt surrounding him because of that old white collar background. He hasn't really done anything. You know, Anthony Yard was the same. Anthony Yard's done that, and look at Anthony Yard, even in losing to Beterbiev and losing to Kovalev and all that, Yard has still been improving, and it's got him to the stage now where he's at now, where you look at him going, well, is he the best British fighter out there at the moment in the light heavyweight division? He's got an argument for that, even though Boatsy just had that great win against Aziz. What I'm saying is, Woodley's sort of like in that camp where he's always been doubted because of his background and no amateur pedigree and whatnot, but he's proven now. You know what I mean? You don't get 17 fights, 17 wins, 16 KOs and become British champion through not being proven as a pro. So I think he's earned his stripes and he should be given the respect that he deserves.
Well, we look forward to the press conference, which is due to start in the next kind of 45 minutes. Yet to fight taking place 31st March, live and exclusive on Sky Sports. Spence, as I was coming on the train today, saw some news that the EBU have mandated Adam Azim to fight Dalton Smith.
Yeah.
I think they got purse bids will be called on the 28th of February. Just your thoughts, and should that fight happen next?
I love that fight. I think that, you know, like Adam Azim on Saturday night against Enoch Paulson didn't look particularly good, if I'm honest. I think for me he looked a little bit flat Saturday night. Yeah, he won the fight through dislocation of the shoulder from Paulson, but he was winning the rounds, but he was not doing anything eye-catching like we've seen from him in the past. So, you know, and I think Dalton Smith's a great fighter in his own right, British Commonwealth champ. I think I love them fights, British Commonwealth, European, and it's all about, like, I think it's a good fight for both of them because it's a real 50-50, it's an exciting fight, and I think it's a good fight for both of them. Look, I suppose it all comes down to promoters, who's got the deepest pockets. Eddie's going to want that fight big time, so's Boxer and Ben Shalom. Let's see how that materialises, but it's a fight that I love for both of them next. Yeah, definitely. I think that's important in the world that we live in today. You know, boxers, you know, promoters have all been outspoken about, you know, now starting to want to put these guys in, stop protecting them so much, putting them in serious fights. This is a classic. This is a classic for both of these guys. Yeah, it's a serious fight. So, classic example of if you want to start mixing the best with the best, let's do that. This is a great example.
Does Tyson Fury have enough time for that injury, for that eye, that cut, to heal? May 18th seems far away, but isn't really far away.
It doesn't seem far away to me, mate. Like, when you look at that cut, and look, let's put this to bed now about all this, speculation about, oh, was that old footage? Is this real? Was Tyson Fury really cut? Yeah, he was cut. We've seen his sparring partner come out and be vocal about that. He got caught, and that happens in sparring, man. We've seen it in the past when David Haye, back in 2013, David Haye was boxing Fury, or was going to box Fury, and he got cut. Fury's always going to get backlash, but obviously, because, like, let's use that as an example. When something like that happens, Fury give David Haye a lot of stick and all that, so he's got to expect that now. All these rumours circulating: is it real? Is it not real? Yes, it is real. The cut was real. It's unfortunate for Fury. I know they said that they're getting this fight on May the 18th. I worry for that, because it ain't a lot of time. When you've got a cut like that, it takes time to heal, and then it's not only the healing process, it's about the training that you got to do, the sparring. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got to go through that sparring with that, with that fragile tissue around his eyes, and you got to hope that doesn't open again before this fight goes on. I saw just recently, did they put a £10 million forfeit up if one of them can't make that date? That's a risk for Tyson Fury, because it does seem very, very soon, man. Like, that cut was bad, and it does seem very soon. I hope that he gets through that. Look, we ain't had an undisputed since 1999. Lennox Lewis and Vander Holyfield. Like, that's how often these come around. And I want to get the undisputed fight on, so I'm hoping that Fury gets through that training. And it is a big worry because of the the size of the cut and whatnot, that he does make it through that training, and we do get that fight. But it gives Alexander Usyk a huge advantage, because Usyk obviously will know that that's fragile tissue there, and that's where he'll be targeting on. So look, it changes things slightly, but let's hope that it just adds to the drama of the fight, makes it a little bit more exciting. So let's hope that we get that on.
Obviously, you mentioned about certain rumours going around about that cut, but when you look at Tyson's physique, he looked in unbelievable shape. I know he's working with Greg Marriott again. Compare that to the Ngannou, there's a significant difference. You can almost see his abs popping out. Yeah. Doesn't that prove that this guy was ready to fight Alexander Usyk?
Absolutely, yeah, of course he was. He was in full training, man. We was only a couple of weeks out. Like, he was getting himself in great shape, of course. And the reason he was in this shape is because he knows he was in a real fight. You have to be tip top against Usyk, or you ain't beating him, and that is a fact. He made the mistake of thinking Francis Ngannou never boxed before, coming from a different discipline. I've just got to turn up to win. He maybe trained, but he didn't train to the best of his ability. You could see that in his body shape. No fear factor is a big thing as well, because if you don't really respect your opponent, there's no fear there, you're not going to perform to the best of your ability. And Fury made that mistake, and I think that was the mistake he made. But going into this one, of course, he looked in great shape.
Just moving on finally, Carl Froch, John Fury, back and forth. John's called him out, have a fight in Wembley. Carl said, look, I'll do it for charity. We live in a world where when you share your opinions, people don't like it. People don't like you saying anything negative. Where are you with this stance on voicing your opinion? You go on TalkSport, you say it how it is sometimes. Does it have to be a balance, or are you allowed to say whatever you want? You can say whatever you want on TalkSport. It's just people speaking their minds and saying what a lot of people think. We've all got our own opinions about stuff, and we're entitled to express them. And I think that Carl Froch is very opinionated, and he says things. And then John Fury's obviously called him out. Do me a favour, John. Don't call out the Cobra. This guy is in shape. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't stoke the fire, man, because he only wants a little something. Like, forget that. Like, be careful what you wish for. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't go there, man. Like, yeah, leave that alone. Let Cole do what he does. You're welcome to, voice your opinion on what Cole said. That's fine, because Cole's very outspoken and controversial as well. But that's what he does. But yeah, let's forget fights at Wembley stadiums, like John Fury and the Cobra. Let's forget that. Let's put that to bed. Okay, well, yeah, Spence, always a pleasure. Thank you for giving me your time today. Missed you last week for some reason. And yeah, let's roll on the press conference and catch up soon. Cheers, Raz. Thank you.
Fear. Most people are governed by their habits, their fears, and their opinions of others.